Hi there guys, welcome back to the next video in my Kanto Solo Run series, where I aim to solo the game with a Pokemon chosen by our randomizer wheel. Let's recap the rules and get straight back into it. First off, the wheel decides which is 3 Pokemon, choose one of the 3 and we do the run with that Pokemon. Secondly, I can only use that Pokemon in battle, but I can catch utility Pokemon for HMs. Third, I can't heal in battle using items, but healing outside of battle is allowed, and moves like Recover and Rest also allowed. Fourth, I can use the Badge Boost glitch, because it's kind of unavoidable in Gen 1. Finally, I can use TMs and HMs. Now let's recap, let's get on with the video. Okay, now the rules are out the way, let's get on with the wheel. First up, we have Electabuzz. Now that's a run I want to do. I love the Electabuzz line, it is so well designed in my opinion. Next up, we have Omastar. That's come up before. I do want to do an Omastar run, but considering how slow it is, it would be very annoying. Next up, we have Weepinbell. Mid-tier grass Pokemon. That could be interesting, but you know what? I've seen Electabuzz. Let's go with Electabuzz. Okay, now we've chosen Electabuzz on the wheel. Let's get started with the run. So, let's have a quick chat about Electabuzz's base stats. Its HP and its defense are its lowest 2 base stats at 65 and 57 respectively. But what it lacks in defense and HP, it makes up for in speed and special, which is great because they're a majority of the moves that we're going to be using for this run. So its speed sits at 105, its special sits at 90, and its attack sits at 83. So even if we want to start using the likes of physical moves, we actually will have a good variation to use. And I'm showing you this bit right now because this is usually what I do to start off my runs, so you can get through things a bit quicker. There's always a portion in the PC. You set your text speed to fast and no animations in battle. And now we've picked up Electabuzz. Let's get started with the run. So we start off with kind of a bad moveset really. We start off with Leah and we start off with Quick Attack. Quick Attack, not the worst thing, it means we can always attack first. Leah so we can lower defense of the Pokemon, but we don't actually learn another move until level 34, which is Thundershock. So we're going through the majority of this early game trying to rely on Quick Attack, Leah and any TMs we can pick up. And considering we can't pick up any TMs before Brock, we're going to have a bit of a problem considering Quick Attack is a normal type move. So the only way we can really have a chance against Brock in the early game is to go and level up, which is why you can actually see here that I go against the rival. And even when it comes to Gen 1, if you get hit by Sand Attack, you might as well consider the attempt that you're on completely just nil. Because you can see there that the Pidgey gets us down to 1 HP. Now Bulbasaur's using Growl, and then uses Tackle and we actually get taken out. So that's the first reset of the game. So we have to go and... To be honest, I think I can actually do it at level 8, level 9, so let's try that again. Let's try this at level 9, and we're just going to go straight into the quick attacks. Thankfully, this time the Pidgey doesn't use... It does get 1 Sand Attack off, but it's not that bad. We've only taken... Oh, we got hit twice with Sand Attack. Yeah, this is why I really hate the rivals Pidgeotto, Pidgeot. Up until after Stealth Core is when it gets rid of Sand Attack. So we just have to kind of hit and hope really with Quick Attack that we're going to actually be able to take down the Bulbasaur. And annoyingly, it does have Leech Seed as well. We do get a clutch crit, and thankfully Evasion plays on our side and we can beat him at level 9. So it came down to just good RNG, we can actually get past the rival. But I'm interested to see how we do against Brock. So we've got to level 15 now, and I knew that any level underneath this one I was never going to have a chance, so I just wanted to see how we did at level 15. I could use Leah on the Geodude, but because it keeps using Defense Curl quite a lot, it actually doesn't really matter. Like, we'd just be wasting turns and giving them more chances to attack. But because of that, we actually could use Leah on the Onix, which we will do in the battle we win. We do lose that one. And just to make sure we can actually tank a bit more from the Geodude, I got myself up to level 18. Does mean we've lost a considerable amount of time in the early game here. Because I was originally looking at this run thinking we'd actually have quite high tiered Pokemon in terms of the rankings at the end. But level 18 seemed to be the one that was most consistent for beating both the Geodude and the Onix. This time I was actually quite lucky that both Pokemon played into my hands quite well. The RNG was quite good on our side. And because of that, we can time when the Onix uses Bide, use Quick Attack when it's not, and it goes down with only a few hits. So level 18 was actually the most consistent level to be able to do it. But moving on, we can move on to Misty and Cerulean. We are an electric type Pokemon, so they're not going to be using water moves against us. We did pick up Mega Punch in Mount Moon, so that's going to be our main attacking move. And Staryu goes down quite quickly. We are level 23 just because of the amount we had to level up to beat Brock. And because of that amount of leveling actually makes the Misty battle extremely trivial. And once we've beaten Misty, usually it's quicker to go against Misty and then go against the rival, because then you can continue along Nugget Bridge to get through the game a bit quicker. We still don't have an electric move, so we've still got Mega Punch, we've still got Quick Attack, we've still got Leer. And we need to take down this Pidgeotto as quick as possible to make sure it doesn't sand attack us too much. Abra doesn't have any attacking moves, so it's a free battle. One Mega Punch takes it down. Next up's the Rattata. Usually, if it uses Hyper Fang like it does there, and we've not got good defenses, and we're quite a lowish level, it actually is quite a weird Pokemon to go against. Sometimes it does really well if it just spams Hyper Fang. But the main threat on the team is that Bulbasaur, because we don't have a super effective move against it yet. And grass type moves resist electric type moves. But we managed to beat him quite comfortably because we were over leveled, and we can move on to the SSN against the rival again. But in the SSN, we pick up my favourite TM, we pick up Body Slam, which means most of these Pokemon are going to be a 1 or 2 hit KO. The Raticate, which we never see again after this battle, we'd probably kill it at this point. That goes down with 1 hit. Kadabra's going to go down with 1 hit. It's got terrible defenses. And next up is Ivysaur. Now I'm going to talk through the TM and HM move pool for Electabuzz, because Lieutenant Surge is not really much to talk about with him. We resist his moves, so he goes down with quite a few Body Slams. Electabuzz is quite interesting as an electric Pokemon. It gets Mega Punch, Mega Kick, Body Slam, so it gets some good normal time moves. But it also gets as well, you can find TM for Submission and teach it that. If I wanted some more coverage as well, I could have Seismic Toss so that it deals damage based off my level. But the most interesting move that it actually learns in this entire run, Electabuzz in Gen 1 can learn Psychic. An absolutely phenomenal move. Considering how overpowered Psychic types are in Gen 1, it's an amazing move to have on our roster. And now we've picked up Thunderbolt from Surge as well. We've got 2 really, really good moves that are going to carry us through the rest of this run. And from here actually means that the rest of the run gets ridiculously quick. Giovanni in the game corner, we even go into the battle at nearly half health. We picked up Psychic from Saffron before even going here. And you can just see how much easier this battle becomes because of those moves. We even level up to level 35. We are still over level because of all the train we did just to get by Brock, really. And this is at this point trying to do it minimum battles, and we're still at level 35. And Giovanni goes down without much of a problem whatsoever. Pick up the Silph Scope, and we can go do Erica, and then we'll do Lavender Tower. That's usually one of the quicker ways to go about things. We've got Psychic, so we actually do have a super effective move against a grass type Pokemon. Not against the Tangler though, that's pure grass. But the Victory Bell and the Vileplume, they're pretty much going to go down to 1 or 2 hits from Psychic. We get Binded by Tangler, it's not going to do much damage. And we've got 92 HP going into the Vileplume. Hit the Psychic, and then I get put to sleep. Which is never good, because sleep in Gen 1 is also kind of broken. You could wake up turn 1, you could wake up 5 turns later, and we actually lose the first attempt against Erica. We haven't lost since Brock, really. So, what can we do differently? Well, honestly, there isn't really much different to do. We did a quick flash, the TM HM05 slash, just because I wanted another move that can reduce their accuracy down. I just thought it might be useful, and I haven't used it on a run yet so far, so you know what, why not? There's no other moves that we really actually need for Electabuzz apart from Body Slam, Thunderbolt and Psychic. I didn't really want to use badge boosting moves on this one as well, because we don't really get them as well. I don't want to use Double Team. We don't even... I think the only other move we could really get is Light Screen, and to be fair, I'll get Reflect. I don't really want to use it, to be honest. I wanted to try out Flash, see how that works for us. And as you can see, just with that move pool here, we're tearing through the rival here. We could learn Screech, but considering we're using mostly special moves, it's not really worth our time. Body Slam's going to take down the Growlithe. It's going to take down the Kadabra. And I'm really sickening myself here at how high level we are for this fight. It's not usual that we are this high leveled. And it's not like Electabuzz is in the fast breeding group. It's in the medium growth rate. So it kind of keeps an even growth rate throughout the entire run. But now we've finished Lavender Tower, we can go straight up to Silphcore and we can go straight against the rival. Considering how well we're doing right now, I want to see if we can do Silphcore first, move on to Sabrina, move to Koga, Blaine, and then Giovanni. Just to see how... Because that seems to be one of the quickest ways to get through the game from all of the runs I've done so far. Alakazam's going to go down to 2 Body Slams because our attack isn't as good as our special. And Venusaur's out next. We've got 39 HP. It's going to take 2 Psychics to take it out, even with the Psychic critical hit and special drop. And there we go. Rival 5 has been beaten first time with Electabuzz, which I was honestly kind of expecting, really. It is quite a good Pokemon just in general, especially for Gen 1. So I even went into the Giovanni battle next without even healing. And we do come very close. Like, the Kangaskhan gets its rage off, 2 Thunderbolts take it down, Rhyhorn comes out, Psychic's going to be the main move we use here. It's going to take 2 hits, and the Badge Boost does play into effect when we've taken Tail Whip. We get taken down to 12 HP, and we just got to outspeed. Oh, we do actually learn Thunder Punch on level up as well, but I actually prefer using Thunderbolt. It's got higher base power. Thunder Punch is 75, and it's a physical move. And, well, actually no, in Gen 1 I think it's a special move, so yeah. It was better to keep Thunderbolt at a higher power and still 100% accuracy. Now we beat Giovanni, we move on to Sabrina, and this battle's going to be quite easy as well. Most of our Pokemon are quite physically weak, so Body Slam's going to be the main move we use here. I always forget whenever I'm doing these runs what typing Venomoth is, because it's got wings, so initially I always think it's a flying type. But then I remember it's actually Bug Psychic. Sorry, not Bug Psychic. It's Bug Poison, which makes it quite weird why Sabrina uses it on a team. I actually prefer a Pokemon Yellow team where she uses Kadabra and Alakazam, and she becomes quite trivial after that. Quite easy to get through. Move on to Koga. We've got Psychic as one of our moves, so we can take him out quite quickly. And yeah, Koga we're not really going to talk about as well because he is very, very easy. And yeah, as you can see here, Thunderbolt got disabled, so it does not really that much of a problem. We are poisoned, but that thankfully doesn't reduce anything down in this generation. The likes of, like, when you get burnt, your attack gets cut down. And we can just continue sweeping through his team with Psychic. If he'd used Explosion here, I actually would have lost the battle, but thankfully the Weezing doesn't. We can beat Koga quite comfortably. And that just leaves 2 gym leaders left. We've got Blaine, and then we've got Giovanni before we head off to the Elite Four. Blaine, actually I didn't think was going to be a problem whatsoever. We don't have any super effective moves, but Body Slam does a lot of damage for us and takes down the Growlithe. Does half damage on the Ponyta, and we missed the first one. It's a good thing though, we're actually getting those Tail Whips, because that means the Badge Boost plays into effect. And what we don't want is to get Fire Spin by the Rapidashes, because if you remember on my Cloyster video, that took us down. That was a very annoying battle, that one. And when it comes to the Arcanine here, we paralyse it. And I actually decided to go for a different strategy, and it just didn't work out for us. I thought if I used Flash, we could reduce the accuracy down. And hadn't really used Flash properly yet, and even with all of those flashes and the accuracy down, Fire Blast still hits and we lose the battle. So I really should have just went for it there. We were on the last Pokemon. That's just bad strategy on my part. But I'll show you the successful attempt here, because it pretty much was. We just went straight back into it. Growlithe goes down. Ponyta is going to take one body slam this time with a critical hit. Rapidash comes out. We really want to get the paralysis. We do get it. We get the paralysis a lot on body slam. It's one of the reasons why I really like the move. And we're finally back to the Arcanine. So I'm going to use body slam, hope to get the paralysis. Ember does quite a lot of damage with the crit, so I switch off to using Psychic. And it's just going to be a bit of back and forth till we finally take it down with a crit. So Blaine actually is very easy. It was just bad strategy on my part to begin with, and we can move on to Giovanni. Now, considering he does have a lot of ground Pokemon, a lot of rock Pokemon, we're going to have to rely heavily on Psychic here. If he had used a lot more ground moves in this fight, we would have probably lost very easily. Dugtrio gets paralysed, thankfully, because otherwise it probably would have used Earthquake and took us out, or a Dig. I can't remember which of the two it has. Nidoqueen and Nidoking are going to go down to Psychics because they are Poison type. Annoyingly does get a Poison Sting off, but yep, we're going into the Rhydon, a very good HP. And considering we outspeed the Rhydon, Fissure or Horndrill are not going to hit. If you outspeed the opponent, then it just never hits whatsoever. And that's Giovanni done. That is all 8 gym leaders done with Electabuzz. And we can move on to fighting the rival just before the Elite Four. I did mess up when I was naming him right at the beginning, if you'd seen. I was going to put Ben as the rival for this, but I clicked select before even clicking on the end. So our rival for this fight is B. B-E. I'm sure he's going to love that when he sees the video. Moving into what we're actually looking at here. First 2 Pokemon go down really quickly. Gyarados is 4 times weak to Thunderbolt, and we move on to... Oh, well, we could learn Light Screen, but I'm not going to learn it for this one. I like the moveset we've got. Growlithe's going to go down to Body Slam. Alakazam is hopefully going to go down to 1 Body Slam. It's going to be a 2-hit. Psychic does a lot of damage, and we're not looking good for the Venusaur right now. We do have a super effective move with Psychic, and it's going to be a 3-hit KO. But thankfully we get a crit, and the poison powder did not matter. We beat the rival first time, and we can move on to the Elite Four. Now, considering we are an electric type Pokemon, I don't think Lorelei will be that much of a problem. We should do quite a lot of damage against her. Most of her Pokemon are water ice. And yeah, let's just see how we do. So Thunderbolt's going to hit off the Dugong. Doesn't take it down at 1, and we get a massive hit from Aurora Beam. We are not looking good on HP right now, and we've only just gone to level 50. I have not used any rare candies yet, so I do have them to use if we do start to struggle. Slowbro is going to go down in 2 hits, thankfully it only used Withdraw, and we've got 2 Pokemon left. The Jinx is kind of scary, it doesn't have great defenses though, but Body Slam still doesn't do very much, and we get Frozen. That's a reset. This Jinx... This has happened on quite a lot of my videos so far. That Jinx uses Ice Punch, it freezes us, and we lose the run. So, I think it's still doable this level. It didn't seem so consistent on that previous one. We didn't get hit by Aurora Beam this time and move into level 50. Cloyster went down with 1 Thunderbolt last time, and it's the same story again. Slowbro, it went down to 2 Thunderbolts, so we either need a crit or we need to get some badge boost from a Growl or something like that. Jinx comes out, we're going to use Thunderbolt, Ice Punch hits, and it doesn't freeze us, that's good. We paralysed it, and then Body Slam does big damage. I don't know if we'll be able to do this against Lapras. Can Thunderbolt one-shot? No, it's going to be a 2-shot, and we've been confused. Oh, yeah. That's trolly. I forget that it always has Confuse Ray. Okay, I actually did give in and use some rare candies. I only used 5 to get up to this level, and we can see how we do with those extra levels. So far we've got through without taking any damage, 3 Pokemon down. The Jinx has been the biggest problem so far, and it goes for Double Slap. That's perfect, that's exactly the move I wanted it to. Got a lot of HP for Lapras. Thunderbolt hits it in 1 and we take her down. So yeah, just a few extra levels every now and then actually can be beneficial for you. And we move straight into Bruno. Considering we've got Psychic as a move, I'm not imagining this is going to be a hard battle. Onix, again, it's not very good. Not very good Pokemon. I am not looking forward to when we do an Onix run. I am looking forward to when we do a Hitmonchan run though. I think that'll be quite interesting. So his first 3 Pokemon go down with pretty much 1 hit. This Sonic actually tanks a Psychic and does a little bit of damage with Slam, and then we move on to the Machamp. So, Submission hits, and crits. Yeah, we lost to Bruno. I was not expecting that going into the Elite Four. So, I can't let that stand, especially with an Electabuzz. Let's go destroy him. So, we're just going straight in for the Psychics. And as we know, it's going to one-shot most of his Pokemon. So we just got to make sure we don't get hit by a submission. Because that came out of nowhere. But it does happen every now and then. I can't believe that Onix tanks the Psychic. But yeah, still at full health for this one. And Psychic crits on the Machamp. So we actually managed to get through this time without losing any HP. Without losing and getting hit by submission. And that takes us on to Agatha. So I don't think Agatha is actually going to be that much of a problem, considering we have Psychic on our move roster. So we're going to hit first Gengar with Psychic. It's doing about half damage, and we get hit by Nightshade. So we have gone down quite a bit of HP, but we do level up. Golbat, I'm going to go for Thunderbolt, and it's a 1-hit KO. Psychic probably would have done just about as much, but we'll soon see how the rest of this fight plays out. 2 Psychic takes down the Haunter. It's going to take 2 to take down this Arbok as well. And we're on to the last Gengar. So we've got a good amount of HP here. I'm going to use 1 Flash just to reduce his accuracy. And yeah, that's just how broken Evasion is in Gen 1. We do get hit ourselves in Confusion. And considering we're confused, I'm just going to go for it. We're going to go for Psychics. Get hit by Nightshade. We're on 3 HP. And, oh, Confuse Ray misses. So that was very close. We could have quite easily lost that just for some bad strategy. Flash is not the greatest move. I don't think I'll be using it on runs moving forward, really. It's not got the greatest accuracy, so it doesn't really seem much use to use it anymore. So we go for Thunderbolt on the Gyarados. And we're going to go for Body Slam on the Dragonairs and the Dragonites. It's going to be a better move to use than the resisted Thunderbolt or Psychic. And we've got past 2 of the Pokemon. I'm just going to use Thunderbolt once. It was a misclick. Well, I'm going to say it's a misclick, but no. We actually lose to the second Dragonair. Yeah. I have done really bad strategy on this playthrough, in all honesty, so let's concentrate. So, Electabuzz uses Thunderbolt on the Gyarados. Goes down. Dragonair comes out. I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt again. Didn't want to put it into healing range, and then Body Slam should take it out, and that seems to work quite nicely. I'm going to go for Body Slam this time. It's about half HP. So 2 Body Slams is going to take out these Dragonairs. Aerodactyl is weak to electric type attacks, so that can go down in 1, and we're looking pretty good now. So I'm going to use 1 Flash this time. It goes for Barrier. It's fine because we're using special type moves mostly, and even with the reduced accuracy, still keeps hitting the slams. So, get 1 more Flash up, and then we'll see if we can take him out. So there we go. Let's go for Thunderbolt. It's not a very effective move, but it's still going to do quite a lot of damage with a crit. And we have beaten Lance. That just leaves 1 trainer left, and we're level 62 going into this battle. Not a bad level to be going into the battle with. I would prefer if we were still in the 50s, considering how much I actually like Electabuzz. But we have made up a lot of time in the late game, really. So let's see how we do against the champion. B, it's time to take you down. Pidgeot comes out. And we're just going to go for Thunderbolt. We don't have any stat boosting moves, so we might as well just go for it. And it takes it down. Next up, see Alakazam. We're going to go for Body Slam. It's going to take about half health off. With the Reflect put up, though, Thunderbolt's a better move now to use. Rhydon comes out next, and we go for the Psychic. This should do around about half damage. And thankfully it doesn't go for Stomp, otherwise that probably would have done quite a bit of damage. Gyarados comes out, we're going to go for the Thunderbolt. I love when we can take a Gyarados out in 1. Next up is the Arcanine. So we don't have any super effective moves. The Reflect is still up, so we're going to go for Psychic instead. It's doing around about the same amount of damage as Body Slam is. So annoyingly, it does get 1 hit off on us, and we're going into the Venusaur level 63. We do have Psychic, so we're just going to go for it now. I think if a Growth Solar Beam hits us, it probably would have done a lot of damage, but we take it out in 2 hits with a crit. So, first time champion win. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. And annoyingly, Lorelei was the most awkward Pokemon for Electabuzz on this run. So yeah. But now we've completed the game with Electabuzz. I want to know what time we've completed that in. We did lose a lot of time early on with Brock, but we did make up quite a bit of time in the later game. So, how quick did we do this with Electabuzz? Let's find out. We'd finished at level 63, and our time was 4 hours and 1 minute. We've only just beaten the 4-hour mark, so that's around about the same time as Alakazam. So, yeah. Considering how much time we lost in the early game, I'm quite surprised that we managed to finish that 4-hour mark. But anyway, thank you for watching the video. Please like, subscribe, you know, all that YouTube stuff. It really helps out the channel. I'm trying to get to 100 views on one of my videos soon. So yeah, all those likes, subscribes and views, thank you for doing all that, guys. And of course, we'll see you next time on the next video. Take care.